And today we've had the Inspired Founders Town Hall. Uche, you just gave a presentation, a talk. Can you tell us a little bit more about what you spoke about today?
Yeah, so our role at the Founders Talk was to, in essence, bring up issues that will cause the product development, the product managers, in essence, to be inspired to think of ideas, so think of products that could probably solve those problems that were mentioned. So my task was to bring up the problem. And so the problem I brought up was something similar within the space that I work in, which is data. The availability of data, the access, the accuracy, the reliability of that data. So my task was to bring forth all the problems I saw with data in Africa, in Nigeria, and see how the product managers would approach solving some of those issues.
Oh, brilliant. So a bit of a sort of practical kind of
Yes, exactly.
hands. Brilliant.
That's the easiest way to go.
Yeah, 100%. And tell us a bit more about core software and systems. What do you guys do? You mentioned data, but go into a bit more detail there.
Okay, well, Core started off in 1998, actually, in the US, so we're a little bit gray haired right now, but about 26 years old. But we came back to Nigeria in 2008, and we incorporated Nigeria. Did a lot of work in the telecom space, but what we are focusing ourselves on right now is integrating data access or making data available via APIs to the telecom industry, to the fintech industry, and to other markets, whereby they can use data from these sources for routing of information, making sure data information gets to where it needs to go, fraud prevention, which is a big issue. So making sure you have the right information to help you prevent fraud or identify fraud, and then also KYC or know your customer. You're getting data to be able to better profile your customer or better serve your customer based on the data that you have. So those are services that we focus on now. We started most of that for Nigeria in 2013 with the number portability data set, which tells you what network a phone number is on. And currently we're expanding the data sets that we get to include SIM swap data, to know if your SIM is swapped, if your SIM is active, and just other information around your telephone number, but then also moving that outside of Nigeria into other African countries. So we're already addressing the services in a number of other African countries now, and our goal is to expand the data sets we capture, as well as the information we make available. So the whole goal of what we try to do is to make that data available to those who need it so they can better provide their services to their clients. So we remain the engine in the back end, aggregating that data and making it available in an easy manner.
Brilliant, brilliant. I like the way you kind of explain that in very simple terms, which kind of make it easy to understand. Thank you. And so, what inspired you then to, I suppose, start a business, and then I suppose you could argue kind of then bring it over to Nigeria years later? What was the kind of inspiration that was there to enable you to think, we need to tackle this problem and then bring it to the continent?
Funny enough, when we started, we were more of a general tech company, network and systems integration, putting computers together in an office space. Came back to Nigeria more for family reasons versus business reasons. But because it was a technology business, we were able to come back. But when I came back, offering services in different sectors, we realized the telecom space was a very good area to be in and was one that needed a lot of support, and then with the right support could grow exponentially. One of the reasons why we focus on data is that we also realize that a lot of the services in the telecom space, similar to what one of the other founders mentioned, the aviation space, banking space, a lot of times you have to go outside the continent to get integrated to come back into the continent. So back then you used to have to make calls to the UK. If you want to make a call to another African country, go to sometimes you rather to the UK and then back into Africa, especially for the banks call center. So what we tried to do was to gather that data and centralize it in Europe and use where there's a lot more information in a central place and it's easier to access. In Africa, you don't have that. So we realized just by working in the telco space that our information isn't central. So what we aim to do is to provide that data in a central manner, and by doing that we hope to escalate or improve and make more efficient the process of operations for businesses, both large and small, and for communication as well. So that's the reason why we chose to do this type of service and do it in Africa, going back to the US.
Okay, brilliant. That sounds amazing. And what kind of trends and developments do you see in the tech and product space that pertain to your industry or generally that do help shape the future of Africa's tech ecosystem or your particular industry?
So the good and bad of our space, so to speak, or the things affecting our space is that Africa is a young continent. Africa is a mobile continent. We're based on mobile phones, and we also move around actually as well. And we're used to leapfrogging some technologies. So while we are behind in some areas, we're actually ahead in fintech, banking type services, but we're still behind in a lot of other areas. So the services we provide, we hope that with us doing this type of stuff and other people in their own different sectors, it should help expedite the growth of the African market as far as product management services or even just regular social and economic growth.
Yeah.
Once you have access to data, once data is available in a more easily usable manner, then you can do things a lot quicker, a lot faster. So we hope that by doing what we do and then by others doing similar things maybe in their space, we can expedite that process, that growth process.
Brilliant. So some good things to look forward to, right? The future's definitely bright, or the present's bright.
Exactly, present and future will be bright.
So how do you think entrepreneurs and product leaders can foster collaboration to drive sustainable innovation and the continent?
So entrepreneurs and product leaders, and funny enough, I mentioned this to somebody and they looked at me a little bit strange because we're the founders workshop, but I told them not everybody needs to be an entrepreneur. Some people can be an intrapreneur. What we need more scalable businesses or operations. Everybody going around and building a one-man, two-man shop, you won't be able to scale. If you're a part of a company that already has a structure, already has some services, and that entrepreneur or that owner of the business is willing to let some of the product managers grow and become intrapreneurs, then what they can do is they can help him or her scale faster. So if I'm an entrepreneur and I'm more because of the environment I'm in, I'm providing all my resources, all my infrastructure, looking for funding, building the product, I'm only going to be able to grow the business so far. But if I have a good crop of product managers similar to what this program is trying to do, then I can work with them, whether in my company or with a partnership of some kind, whereby we provide them some kind of coverage or some kind of sustainability model while they build out these other services. And then when they build those services, that helps the whole sector grow. So entrepreneurs and product managers definitely need to work together as far as sharing the load and then also kind of walking the same path. It's great to say you're your own boss, but if you're your own boss and you're only making $1 a day, then it doesn't really matter. What you're really trying to do is impact change and make money. So it's better if you can partner with somebody, have a similar vision, or at least a vision that's along the same path, and then work together to achieve that. So some people will be the entrepreneurs, some people will be the product managers, but together go down the same path. We should hope to go further. So that's what I think this should be.
Brilliant. And that's kind of been the theme, I think, a lot of people talk about, losing the ego, working together, having conversations, sharing your failures, and partnering. And it's just so important. It's the only way we're going to be able to move forward. Brilliant. So, any last parting words before we go, Uche? Anything to inspire, people that product curious or product, entrepreneurs or product leaders who are operating within the African market?
It's doable. I go to conferences in different parts of the world, and it used to be more prevalent before. Not as much now, but it's still there. Where when you ask a company, "Oh, are you global?" Yes. Okay. Where are your offices? Oh, Japan, Europe, UK, US, even South America. Where's your African office? Oh no, we're not in Africa. We have a satellite, or we have somebody who visits. So what we look at doing, and what I encourage folks to do is look. We have a market here. Look at the problems that we have. Fix our own problems. It's easy to go to the West or to more developed nations and enjoy what they've already fixed, but we still have our problems here. And guess what? Our problems can make you rich. Or our problems can just give you a better life. So look at our problems, fix it. We're the only ones who can fix our problems. So this type of project, this type of conference is great because it teaches those who are here how to fix our problems. So let's fix our problems together.
Brilliant, brilliant. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much for your time.
And, enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you very much, Joel.
Thank you.
Thank you.